protest pandemonium, going from 0 to 100 in downtown Miami, moments after demonstrators defaced a statue, while others spray-painted the words George Floyd's, BLM for Black Lives Matter, and a communist symbol. Police swarmed the area as 7 News cameras captured cops making numerous arrests. One man pushed to the pavement while another was hauled away in cuffs. That's when the chaos broke out as cops dressed in riot gear showed up and were face to face with furious and frustrated protesters.
Most living Americans have never seen scenes like that. Now they're common all over the country. What happened? Well, he tells us about police brutality. Police brutality has not increased. In fact, federal statistics show it's down. What's changed in many places is the nature of the prosecutors. The people whose job it is to keep you safe are instead making it easier for criminals to terrorize your family. That's not an accident. Left-wing megadonors like George Soros realized it's easier to install radical DAs than it is to convince the public to let their own cities burn. Soros has worked hard to elect district attorneys who will nullify laws against rioting and violence by failing to enforce them. In Portland, Oregon, where violence has become a way of life, the Soros-funded political action committee funneled $20,000 to Mike Schmidt's campaign this year. Schmidt, in turn, has announced he won't prosecute any of the rioters who've turned Portland into a war zone. He's already dismissed charges against rioting suspects, hundreds of them. In fact, at one point, Schmidt said the unrest in Portland was, quote, beautiful. But it's not just Portland. Entities bankrolled by George Soros have spent more than $13 million in district attorney races in a total of 17 states. Over the past few years, this unfolded in Florida, California, Pennsylvania, Texas, Virginia. In 2017, Soros spent roughly $1.7 million getting a single man elected, Larry Krasner, in Philadelphia. He's the district attorney. And as expected, Krasner presided over a dramatic rise in crime. Soros is now trying to do the same in Los Angeles. There's a DA race underway there now. The governor of Florida, though, stands apart, Ron DeSantis. He is against this trend, and for that reason, Florida is a very different state from the ones we just mentioned. DeSantis is now pushing for a law that would mandate very harsh sentences for people who riot. In Florida, under this proposed law, throwing projectiles at police officers would draw a mandatory 6-month jail sentence. Toppling statues and barricading roadways would be a felony. Ron DeSantis is standing apart from so many of our elected leaders, even Republicans, and so we wanted to talk to him tonight about what he is doing in the state of Florida. Governor, thanks so much for joining us. I appreciate it. And I appreciate